Hello everyone, Merxerain here, episode 37 of our Enigmatica 6 Expert playthrough. And today, we're going to be making some magical progression. Because, right, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the Energizing Orb. This is the thing that we want to make in Powa. It is one of the base items you need for Powa, because you need it to craft all sorts of items you need. In order to make this crystal class, we need ghostly glass. That's going to be easy. We can make that now. The white corundum cluster, however, is our main problem. You can find this in the world. I just haven't, so I figure it's easier. Why don't we just make it? We will need Rune of Earth, which means we need to get into Botania. We need the Runic Altar. We can go down this path, right? Runic Altar requires the luminous crafting table. So if we want to make a luminous crafting table, we need to do starlight transmutation with a god forged block. So we will be working on god forged block today. However, let's also take a look at the magic tree, right? God forged block is over here, so we'll be doing that and we'll go this way. But we also need Ritual of the Forest and the natural altar. Looking at Ritual of the Forest, this is actually going to be not too hard to get. We have the gold leaf apatitis, plentiful in the world. The gold inlay, we don't have a whole lot of arcane gold ingots, and we're going to need a few of these. So if we take a look, just to remember, the original way that we needed to make these, unfortunately, it required conduits, right? But there is another recipe. Now that we have source and all that, we can use soul shards, enchanted ash, gold, and redstone. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some soul shards to start this process off. Wow, take a look at this place. I've been working on a spooky, underground, sort of maybe evil magic lair, something like that. I'm finding this pretty cool. This place over here isn't exactly finished. I don't know exactly that this is how I want it laid out. I really also don't want it laid out with water streams, so I have a feeling that we will totally rework this once we can make some things like vector plates, but we can't do that right now. So if we remember, early on, we got the Eidolon ritual altar thing going. This makes us soul shards. In order to make the soul shards, though, we do need undead mobs. So if we come back here, I'll pop this open and we can take a quick look. Hopefully we don't get shot, but we have a skeleton spawner up in here, and this is just vanilla mechanics. They fall down, the water will wash them down into this channel, which just happens to navigate them all the way over. And unfortunately, they saw me, so one of them shot and hit the other skeleton. But I'm going to let these build up for just a moment, and then we will soul shardify all of them. I have only been standing here for a few minutes, but we can hear that they are dying down there due to entity cramming. So let's go ahead and take a look. There's quite a few skeletons in there. So all we need to do is light the center on fire, and then it will just kill all of the undead in the area. I don't know exactly what the area is, but the 3 spaces next to the altar surely are close enough. Wow, that was a bit loud. But check it out, we got a ton of soul shards, 111 to be exact. That's going to be enough to do us for some time. Once we have access to a few more things, like vector plates, or using the pedestal mod to push entities around with fans, I think we might try to purpose this skeleton spawner into being 2 things at once. One, to be a mob grinder, right? Get some drops, get unlimited bones, arrows, that sort of thing. But also then to be able to flip a lever and have it automatically switch over to dropping them off at the brazier here for the crystallization ritual. Just a thought, something we can't do right this moment, but it's in my mind. Since I wanted to make quite a few of these arcane gold ingots, it was going to be kind of annoying to sit here and constantly refill each one of these arcane pedestals with the right item and then kick the craft off. Check this out. So this is just a super simple basic system that all we do is we put all the crafting materials in here, and I am planning to make a full stack of each, and when I say that, it's actually 2 crafts each, so we should get 2 stacks of this arcane gold ingots, which should be enough to last us, I would hope, for quite some time. But anyways, all it's doing is in here we have a low extraction module. It just allows basically everything to go through, and then each one of these has a filter on it that tells it what it's allowed. And this is only allowed redstone. We need gold in the corners. And then in the back, we need the arcane ash. And then the final piece in here is the soul shards, of which we had just farmed. And then finally, over here, we have another extraction that says only allowed are the arcane gold ingots. That way we don't accidentally put in any of the soul shards in here and then just pull them directly out. So it's not the fastest system, it's not the best, right? You can see it's constantly over-sending items. However, it's much better than standing here manually doing it over and over and over again. And check it out, we've already made 10. Here we are, under the light of an eclipse, and we will use our mystical, magical, lightning altar. Throw them all in there, hit my button. And if we're lucky, we got enough of these wooden stands. And we need these wooden stands in order to do rituals, of which the natural altar itself needs a ritual. I was supposed to get 8. Oh, it was still over here. Interesting. I might need to add a little bit of a delay so that this block retracts for a longer period of time. We have a lot of what we need. If we take a look at the natural altar, it takes earth charges, which you need basal's powder, and I just happened to have 1 basal's shard, so I lucked out there. You also need ice charge, and I've had a little bit of blizz in my storage as well. Lightning charges, which I found these in boxes around the world. Fire charge, which I made. Warding stones, which I had also had previously. And then we also need Token of Joy. When we take a look at the Token of Joy, this is glimmering pink flowers, mystical pink flower with glowstone dust, some sunmetal blend, and bottled sunlight, which this is just a cork and bottle used in the overworld. It does take some aura, apparently, from the world. But both of these require, right, the ritual of the forest, and they both apparently need a sunny blossom sapling, which can be obtained from the market stall. So here we are, we're gonna set this up. I think probably right next to the bounty board is a good location. There he is! Weathered salesperson. You know, I don't like that it did this, but we're not gonna worry too much about it. Hello, Mr. Person. That Sunny Blossom Sapling. Sunny Blossom Sapling. We're just gonna go ahead and buy ourselves 2 of those. Thank you very much, sir. Now that we have a space cleared away and mostly safe, we can come into our Nature's Aura book and we can actually see, right, this is what the Ritual of the Forest looks like. It's also got these little bits of gold in there, so I brought those along with us as well. But we can hit the visualize button, get out, and then we'll see this is where it is. I'm liking this space. I think it's going to work out just fine for us. So let's go ahead and build it. You know, I had no idea that this sort of worked like redstone and it makes lines. That's pretty neat. Something I don't quite know about this altar is, will this gold be used up in the craft, or is that sort of just always there? And then look, it actually wants an oak sapling, which I don't really know why it wants an oak sapling since that's not what we're using, but I just so happen to have one on me. Complete. Perfect. So now we're gonna go ahead and make a token of joy. So 3 glimmering pink flowers, the gold apple, the gold leaf, the 2 sunmetal, and then the bottled sunlight. The only thing I didn't bring with me was some bone meal. So this can grow naturally, and that's fine, but we're gonna go grab the bone meal and speed the process along. And also, these guys are annoying me. I don't know how he hit me, unless he had spikes on his armor. Let's go grab some bone meal. Well, there we are. That was pretty cool and pretty quick, and it did actually use up our gold. So I'm gonna have to get some more of that gold powder, but luckily, gold powder is pretty easy to get. See, you just take gold leaf and gold powder, and we have our gold leaf farm right there. Okay, I now have everything laid out again for our next craft, which is going to be the natural altar. So something I'm really not sure, do the position of these matter, or is it just the fact that we have them all here? I will say I'm not going to risk any of these crafting materials, so they are exactly in the positions that are listed in the book. So here we go. Natural altar coming up. And poof. Empowered. Well, how about this? I should have looked at this earlier. This is the Nature's Aura section, and for Ritual of the Forest, you get a market stall as a reward. I didn't need to make it. They're actually really cheap to make, so it doesn't really matter that much. The Natural Altar quest is actually sitting behind this one here that has you make each of the tokens, one of joy, fear, anger, and sorrow. We could potentially make these, but we don't actually need them right now. So we're not gonna do it. We're just gonna go ahead and make a natural altar. So the natural altar itself is actually a multi-block. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Here, the natural altar. We actually need it to look like this in our world, so I think we're gonna have to build a slightly specialized little spot for it. The other important thing to note here, it will start slowly draining aura in the vicinity. Not strong enough to cause major damage, it says. However, it will drain until there's none left in the area. So this is a consideration that I don't think I want to put it like right here. I think we'll probably make another section right over there. I don't know if that's actually far enough away to matter too much, but at least it's slightly outside of our village boundary. I didn't even take a quick look at what the rewards were for that quest. Look, we got ourselves infused sun metal ingots. These here require the natural altar infusion, and we've just sort of bypassed it, which is pretty great. I mean, we're going to need to make some at some point, but we have now completed this quest, and in doing so, opened up the Adept quest line over here, which is exactly where we were sort of headed towards. Having our natural aura is a great step to where we want to go, and where we want to go is to get ourselves a runic altar. This runic altar is going to take, you know, some of those infused sun metal ingots, which is great, but we also need the luminous crafting table, which of course needs the god forged block. So we are going to need to find a way to get ourselves some god shards, likely by killing more pharaohs in a tomb. So I think that's probably where we have to go next. But you know, before we do that, let's go ahead and make ourselves a scanner. So the scanner, and let's actually go ahead and look at scannable, right? It will take some upgrades that you can do some special things with. So one of the things is we could do rare ores, and then when we're in a tomb and we scan, we will hopefully be able to find Nebu ore. Look at this, it even takes a Nebu drop, which we happen to have. Looks like we need to have a lodestone. Yes, we can do a lodestone. But then we're also going to want some range increases, which is rock crystals, which I don't have any on me right now. So we might just go with the base distance to start with. I came out to an earth slime island because I happen to need some of this green heart in order to make the scanner module pieces. But look down in the water. I don't know what those are, but I'm assuming they're dangerous. Let's see if we get lucky and get ourselves a sapling to grow more. We sure did. It might be a bad idea, but we're gonna go down and check out what it is. A thrasher. I bet you they're pretty dangerous. They're like trying to spot me by sound, it seems like. So I'm in a pyramid, right? This is only the very first room, and that chest right behind me dropped Shoes Exile. Check this out. It's a special axe. It's an artifact, and this right here can be smelted down into the God Shards with a God Forge. So I think we're actually complete, because I think, if we're lucky, we can actually turn that into more God Shards than we need. But we're going to go ahead and clear out the rest of this place as well. And just for completionist's sake, I think we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves Forsaken Spawner. I can hear a ton of enemies down here, so I have a feeling this is going to be a little dangerous. Ow. We just got really lucky again. Check this out. We got the white corundum that we need. We can actually turn this into, I believe, the shards? Maybe? Or we can just use the white corundum as itself in the ghostly glass to make our crystal glass. Although we only got one, and I do think we need just a little bit more than one. If we come over here, we need 5 pieces of crystal glass. Close. Looks like we found a bone storm spawner. I think we're gonna want to take this one. Let's get a cardboard box ready. Okay, we're about to do another pharaoh. The last time we did a pharaoh, it kicked our butt. We died multiple times and had to run back. I hope to not do that again. So let's take a look and see what we have since the last time we did a pharaoh. In the trinkets, we have our dark egg, right? So this is going to have the little vexes to help us out. But then we also have the mirror shard. Enemies attacking you will get hurt with the half of the damage dealt with you. It's worded a little weirdly, however, it just means that they should take half the damage back to them while I have that trinket on. Not only that, but I recently got this bronze shield. And if we take a look at the bronze shield, plus 91.5% damage reflected. So I'm hoping we can get the mummy, or the pharaoh, to really just kind of kill himself. We'll do a little bit with our axe, but unfortunately our good weapons have all broken. Here we go. Keep the shield up for a moment here. Yeah, he's definitely taking damage when he hits me, which is pretty great. I do want to get the final hit on him, though, because we do happen to have a lot of luck. Oh, I don't know if we got that final hit. Okay, what did he drop? Anything? Raw's Fury. You know, this actually might be something we want to hold on to, but it is another option for smelting down in the God Forge. He also dropped an Epic Shader Grab Egg. What do we think's in the sarcophagus? A Shadow Gem, which I think we're actually going to need pretty soon. We found some Dusty Mumbies in here. That's perfect too, because actually, if we look at like Godforged block, Dusty Mumby Honeycombs, that is amazing for us. A really good mana regen book as well. A larger soul gem from Eidolon. This is good stuff. So we might be about done here in the tomb. However, I think I want to get a little bit more of this stuff, the Nebu ore, and I'll show you how I'm doing it. I have a scanner from the Scannable mod, and when I shift right click, it opens the menu, and we have a rare ore module in here with 2 range increases. I have 2 block modules that I haven't set up for anything yet, but I will set one of these up to be looter chests. That's going to be great. But when I run this, we should be able to see through the walls. Charging. Look at this. We can see relic ore. There's relic ore right there. And just to demonstrate how this works, all you do, take over to it. Here it is, relic ore. It's a little hard to see since it's highlighted green, but there are 2 blocks here. Mind, that relic ore gives us like rings and idols. I'm not sure if you can get the like God forged items, but also we can see Nebu ore in the area as well. So there isn't a whole lot right here, but we'll eventually just start digging around and picking up some Nebu ore just to start us off with until we can get our excavator up and running. Also, I want this sarcophagus. And we're back in the overworld. Let's go ahead and take a look at the quest section of adventure, right? Because we've done a few things in a tomb now. So pyramids, we can get some golden coins. The artifacts, now that we have a few artifacts, we can get some more golden coins. Done. And look at all these different kinds of artifacts. So there's plenty of them out there, and we have 3. The next thing is it wants us to make a God Forge and get God Shards. However, right, we need the God Forge in order to get the God Shards, I think. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a God Forge. I could use Dusty Mumby honeycombs. Blocks, right? So this would be 36, the combs. I don't have that many honeycombs yet. I've just got the Dusty Mumby going now, so I only have about 20 combs in total. So we'll just do this one. It only uses 4 more Nebu, which isn't the end of the world. God Forge. Dun, 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 dun. Our room is getting a little packed, but I think we're going to put it right behind me in front of that window. About there. I'm pretty sure this means we need a bucket of lava, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves one of those. We have a little bit of lava right here, ready for such occasions. And we have these 3 artifacts. We have an axe, a sword, and a bow. And honestly, I don't think we need this sword, so I'm going to pop it off, and we'll just take a look, right? This iron club from a tomb is awesome. It does 16 damage, 16 attack damage. It only has 0.6 attack speed, but if we look at this one, it only has 8 attack damage. It's got a lot more attack speed, but I like the hard-hitting weapon. Let's go ahead and melt it down. I don't know how many God Shards this is going to give us, but we're hoping for more than 2. And it looks like 1 craft takes a whole bucket of lava. Aha, we've got 4 of the Nephthys' God Shard, which is great. So now we can make a God Forged block using our Dusty Mumbies, and this will only use 2 of our God Shards. There's also the Nephthys God Forged block, and you'll see this one, if we wanted to make it, this would let us re-roll that Nephthys artifact into another one. It does use all of these, unfortunately. We have completed this quest. We'll go ahead and get a few more of these golden coins. The very next thing it wants us to do is to make a Nebu hammer and a God Forged block. I think any kind is fine. The Nebu hammer is just sticks and Nebu ingots. And let's go ahead and grab some of those Dusty Mumby honeycombs over here. I actually have the Dusty Mumby in this apiary, and you see that little bit of grass there? That is oasis grass. It does actually need a tomb oasis grass in order to grow, but here he is in there as he goes. We're up to 21, so let's go ahead and actually take them all. And we'll just store them. We'll store the God Shards as well. Alright, our first God Forged block. Let's go ahead and make 1. We could technically make 2 right now. Maybe we will. Maybe we should. Let's actually do that. 1 and 2. Dun, da, da, da. Another quest completed. We got more golden coins. I'm pretty sure you can use these golden coins with a vendor in a tomb, but I haven't found that vendor. God torches, call my name. So now we can make God torches. Let's go ahead and look at like this one. This uses the God shard, but it turns the normal Nebu torches into that very specific type, which means when you summon the Pharaoh, it should summon, if we come back here, it'll call forth a Pharaoh with a link to that deity in question. So if you're looking for a very specific artifact, you can farm Pharaohs of that type. Now that we have the God Forged block, we can move down through the tier. I actually made a resonating wand. They're pretty easy to make. You need calx at the end, which is this ender dust and enchanted ash. And the very next thing that we need is the luminous crafting table. And in order to make the luminous crafting table, we need to do some starlight transmutation with one of these God Forged blocks. So we're going to hold on to one block, but we're going to break this other one down. Here we go. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I think we get a random artifact, which then we should be able to smelt for 4 more God shards. It's basically an infinite supply of God shards at this point. Aha! Montu's Strike. Oh, I didn't notice this. You know, I don't know what the sword had on it, but Montu's Strike has Slam. Fully charged attacks will knock back and strike all nearby foes. That's pretty neat. In order to progress in the magic and to make the luminous crafting table, it does tell us that the floating crystal in the astral sorcery temple will not link to the God Forged block automatically. So we need to make a linking tool. This linking tool I thought was going to be pretty simple. We actually have another rock crystal just kind of sitting around ready to go. Brass rod should be easy enough to make. We have aquamarine. This leather wrapped stick is actually the thing that's holding us back. I thought this would be easy. I thought it would be a normal stick. However, look at this. Ancient wood rods are required. You have to get this from ancient wood, from ancient planks, from the ancient log. All right. How do we get that? Well, if we look for the ancient sapling of nature's aura, we're going to see we need to perform a ritual of the forest on a serene blossom sapling in order to make this. Emmer seeds, gold leaf, dates, we have all of that. Veiled mushrooms, we probably don't have. Glitter kelp, also I'm betting we don't have. Palm sapling, this one we can probably get from the market stall. Perfect. Veiled mushroom, oh, we can get this from here too with regalium ingots. Perfect. Glitter kelp. This might be the thing we have to find. Let's go ahead and just do a quick search in here. Glitter, nothing. All right. Looks like we have to go back to the Undergarden. Hello, Dr. Heizo the Special. All right, I'm imagining all of these things down here in the water. That's the glitter kelp we're looking for. The other thing to take note, though, there are a lot of those fish down there that will attack us. So, here we go. Oh, actually, we also want shears, because I have a feeling we might need the shears. Blobfish. Oh, these guys aren't attacking us. That's good. Let's go ahead and try one without the shears. Ah, we don't need it. This stuff is super easy to get. I bet you it regrows too. We could probably also farm this in the overworld and have a machine. Although I don't know how much we need it. What is that doing there? Okay, so the last time we were here, our portal that was up there actually got blown apart. I wonder if more enemies walked through it and it spawned down here instead of reconnecting to the one that we already had up above. We're gonna walk through this and see where it goes. I am realizing though that if I walk through this right now, it might pop a portal in a spot that overwrites some of our house, maybe? I hope not. We're gonna see what happens. Or, of course, it just puts us down in a cave. This is fine. No worries. So we meet again, weathered salesperson. Okay, from here, we can go ahead and put our gold coin in, and we know that we are looking for a palm sapling. Perfect. That's one of the things that we needed. Another one is I believe it's a veiled mushroom. Here we are. Here's our regalium ingot. And then finally, we need ourselves a serene blossom sapling. With 1 emerald. Perfect. I think we're ready to make our ancient sapling. We are now ready for another Nature's Aura magic crafting session. Click, click, click. Boom. Done. Man. That's pretty cool. So I saw those little particles in there. I wonder if those are just, hey, we crafted something particles, or if that's actually like the aura of the area being absorbed and then depleting, or maybe the growth of that tree gave us aura. I can see more little orbs popping up here. It feels like we might have more aura than we started with, but I'm not sure about that. We will learn more about this soon. In the meantime, we want to grow one of these ancient saplings, and I don't know how big they get, but I think we're just going to grow it right about here. That is way bigger than I expected to be. It's also really cool looking. Unfortunately, we need to chop this down. It would be pretty sweet if we got extra saplings back. I have a feeling saplings are not allowed to drop. Unfortunately, the tree left holes in the ground. And we now have our linking tool. Let's go ahead and grab our God-forged block, and we are gonna go craft this right now. Just outside of our village, we happen to have an astral sorcery temple right here. Now, I do believe that we need the crystal to have access to the sky, so we will have to get rid of the water fountain in the center. And we also might need nighttime. Alright, let's see if we can do this in the daytime. If not, we'll have to wait for night. The Godforged block is down. We grab our linking tool. Selected the collector crystal. Linked collector crystal to block. Wow. That was very quick. Da-da-da! We have now completed our luminous crafting table. This is great. We have made tremendous progress in the magical world today. Next up, I mean, I think this is probably not going to be too hard to get through, and I do think that we need it a little bit, right? So we're trying to get to the runic altar, but in order to get to the runic altar, we're going to have to do some of these things up here, and I do think things like shadow gems require the alchemy table. Although we did get a shadow gem today in a chest, so maybe we don't need it right off the bat. We have now reached the end of our episode. In the next episode, we might take a look at some of these things. However, we are going to focus ourselves on the runic altar. Looking at the runic altar, right? This doesn't look too crazy to make, but we do need to make ourselves an aura cache. And in order to make the aura cache, we will need to get things like infused rock and more infused sun metal. We might have enough infused sun metal, but if we do, it's just barely. So in order to do that, we're actually going to need to make ourselves the natural altar. So natural altar is probably first step in the next episode. I hope to see you there. This is a lot of fun. And once we get through some more of this magic stuff, we'll be right back into the tech and we'll be crafting our refined storage system with better power and eventually getting to our storage building. So with that being said, this is Merc Terrain signing off.